everybody, it's Alex here from Castle Rock Paranormal. Again, just going to react to some haunted places in Wyoming this time. This is a video I haven't seen yet, so I'm going to look into it from the Speakeasy, just like the one I did from Idaho in my last video. I'm going to look into it and see if, if there's any places in this video that I've been to or haven't been to or could possibly look into going to this summer. And I'll tell you what what I think about the claims and things like that. Let's get into it.
From inns haunted by the spirits of guests that never checked out, to ghostly soldiers still guarding their posts, the cowboy state is overflowing with tales of the supernatural, which is why the Speakeasy is bringing you our picks for the most haunted places in Wyoming, starting with number 10, the Plains Hotel. The historic Plains Hotel opened in Cheyenne in 1911, and the haunting...
Definitely a bucket list location for sure. I have done quite a bit of research on the Plains Hotel and know some people, several people that I would say, that have investigated the Plains and have had decent activity in several of the rooms there. So let's see what some of the claims they have from viewers.
Here, make it perfect to kick off our countdown. A man is said to have cheated on his wife on their wedding night. When the bride saw them together, she shot the man and his lover before turning the gun on herself. Staff and guests report the sounds of phantom laughter coming from...
And that's actually, from the research I've done, there are newspaper articles on that, so that's a legit claim. That's not legend, urban legend. That actually happened at the Plains Hotel.
Empty rooms. The feeling of being watched by an unseen presence, and some have even encountered full-bodied apparitions wandering the halls at night. Number 9, Fort Bridger. Fort Bridger was established...
I've been to Fort Bridger in the daytime. I haven't gotten permission or access to investigate it at night. It is a pretty historical location in southwest Wyoming, but it is an eerie place even in the daytime, evening time. So if you ever get the chance, go out and check out Fort Bridger. Just so much history out there. But there's something definitely out there, no doubt. The energy is just strange.
In Wyoming in 1842. Locals and visitors alike report multiple strange occurrences throughout town, including a ghostly dog covered in metals, the spirit of an old man that wanders through the cemetery, and objects being moved by an unseen force. The museum is said to house a spirit who enjoys playing with electrical equipment, and phantom soldiers can still be seen marching in formation. Every standing structure at Fort Bridger State...
Sorry to keep pausing it. I also do have a video, a vlog of me and Deanna going out to Fort Bridger in the daytime. So if you want to check that out, just look down below and check out my videos. There's definitely a vlog there on Fort Bridger.
Historic site is said to be haunted, from odd sounds at night to the spirits of soldiers forever standing guard. Number 8, the Wind River Reservation. The Wind River Reservation in Wyoming was established in 1868. Locals report a small, shadowy figure that likes to follow people at night. The school is said to have been built atop an old burial site, and those who have been there alone...
Never been out to the Wind River Reservation. I've been through there a few times and never actually stayed there or even spent much time there, but definitely a bucket list location. Lots of energy out there from people that I've talked to, so...
After dark, report odd sounds as if someone or something is following you closely, as well as a disembodied giggle. The mission is rumored to be haunted by the spirits of nuns, and the black figure of a man on horseback can be seen riding over the ridge before disappearing in a cloud of smoke. Number 7, the Bighorn Medicine Wheel. The Bighorn Medicine Wheel is located in the Bighorn National Forest near Lovell. It is uncertain how old the wheel is, with researchers speculating hundreds to thousands of years according to star alignment. The medicine wheel is used for vision quests, and it is said that if you go to the wheel and fast for 4 days, the spirits will come to you. Visitors have reported becoming dizzy or feeling an overpowering force on them. Some have even seen shadowy figures dancing around the edge of the circle at night. Number 6, Fort Laramie. Fort Laramie was founded in the 1830s and ran as a fur trade post for nearly 20 years before being taken over by the Army to protect the wagon trains on their way west. The most famous apparition here is that of the Green Lady, seen riding her horse east from the fort. She is believed to be the spirit of the daughter of the first agent hired on at the fort, who disappeared after riding her horse into the prairie. At Deer Creek, a nearby river, the apparition of a headless man can be seen throwing stones into the water. Careful not to get too close, he is said to be extremely unfriendly and has even been known to chase those passing by. Number 5.
What I will say about that last claim at Fort Laramie, it's kind of different. I went to a church in Tennessee, in Atoka, Tennessee one year, and there's all kinds of claims on the internet about how this church has a demon-like dog that'll chase you off with red eyes and chase you off from their property. Not only did I not have any paranormal claims out there, I definitely did not experience a dog of any kind, much less a demonic dog chasing me off. So I don't really know about that claim, but yeah, Fort Laramie definitely, I would say, has probably a lot of haunted activity just because of the history and location alone. There's a lot of Western history that went through Fort Laramie. A lot of negative energy left behind. And then number 5, obviously, University of Wyoming. I haven't really spent much time in Laramie in general. It's been years since I've been out to Laramie. But yeah, maybe we can find some places to go out to this summer. Let me know if there's some places in Laramie you'd like to see us go to.
The University of Wyoming. The University of Wyoming was founded in Laramie in 1886. Reports of hauntings have come from students and staff alike from all over campus. Lab equipment is said to turn on and off on its own. Disembodied chanting floods the streets, and lights turn on in the Civic Center in the middle of the night. Rumored to be built atop an old cemetery, Night Hall is said to be the most haunted. Staff and students report unexplained winds, a terrible wailing, ghostly faces in windows, and large dark figures in the hall. Occasionally,
Alright, sorry to stop it again, kind of in the middle of it, but again, like, it was built on top of a cemetery, rumored to be built on top of a cemetery. That's something I would actually have to look into to see if that's true or not. But it's just crazy because I've researched several places recently and have investigated a couple where that has actually happened. Cheeseman Park, I've researched in Denver. I'm living in Colorado currently. Was built on top of a cemetery. Sweetwater County Library in Green River, Wyoming, built on top of a cemetery. Both of those are actually documented. So, and I've also been to a place in Tennessee called the Old Bolivar Jail, documented that it was actually built on top of a cemetery. So that's kind of weird that I'm seeing all these places recently that are built on top of old cemeteries, graveyards. That just makes me wonder how many more places here in America are actually built on top of old cemeteries. Because when you think about it, hundreds of thousands and millions of people have died in this country since 1776, when we became an actual country. There's only so many places they can go, and all these things that are being built up in here in America now just makes you wonder, is half of America in general built on top of a giant cemetery? It's very possible.
Drums can be heard echoing from the basement at night. Number 4, the Sheridan Inn. The Sheridan Inn in Sheridan, Wyoming opened in 1893 under the ownership of William F. Buffalo Bill.
Another bucket list location. I've done a little bit of research on it.
Cody. His spirit is still seen by staff and guests roaming the hallways. The most famous ghost here is that of Miss Kate Arnold, who worked as a desk clerk and lived at the hotel for more than 60 years until 1965 when the inn was torn down. She passed away shortly after the hotel reopened, and as her final wishes stated, her ashes were placed in a wall in the building. Her spirit has been seen and felt throughout the inn, forever watching over her old home. Misty figures are seen, strange sounds are heard, and several feel as though they are not alone. Number 3, the Heart Mountain Relocation Center. The Heart Mountain Relocation Center was one of the internment camps used to hold innocent Japanese immigrants in the United States following the attack on Pearl Harbor.
Yes, I've done a lot of research on that as well. It's basically a concentration camp that was here in our own country during that time, during World War II and the Nazi Germany and all of that. Yeah, it's probably, I would have to imagine, have a lot of activity out there. I've contacted them a few times. I don't think anybody, me or anybody in general, unless you have a big network or something, is going to ever get permission to investigate it. But yeah, it's definitely still a place I'd love to go check out and just experience, even in the daytime, as a history tour or whatever. So much history out there. So sad what happened to those people.
Those held here were forced to live in miserable conditions and were stripped of their civil rights. Several visitors report being overcome by feelings of stress and tension upon entering. Commonly experienced are high EMF levels, disembodied whispers, and dark figures seen at night, closely watching and following those that enter. Number 2, the Occidental Hotel. The Occidental Hotel was founded as a hotel and bordello in Buffalo in 1880. Guests commonly report encountering the ghost of a young girl with long dark hair wearing a blue dress. She is said to be the spirit of a young girl who died at the hotel many years ago.
And that's another thing you'll notice about the state of Wyoming in general. It probably has as small of a state population-wise as Wyoming is and has always been. It has some of the most haunted hotels in the country. Like, there's probably more haunted hotels in the state of Wyoming than any other state in the country. Easily, and that's just because of the fact of the Old West. You had people like Buffalo Bill, Wild Bill, even down to Tombstone characters from, I can't think of their names from Tombstone right now, but some of the people that were originally depicted in Tombstone were Doc Holliday. That's the name I'm thinking of. I was trying to think of his name. Doc Holliday came through Wyoming a lot, stayed at a lot of the Wyoming hotels. I don't know if he ever stayed at that one, but just some of that energy never leaves some of these places. Some of the oldest hotels in the country are in the state of Wyoming.
Some have felt her tiny hand tapping on them or had their luggage hidden. Several have reported seeing famous figures from the Old West. Lights are seen where there are none, and disembodied voices and laughter can be heard in empty rooms.
Residual, most
Number
likely.
1, the Francis E. Warren Air Force Base. The Francis E. Warren Air Force Base was established just west of Cheyenne in 1867.
Yeah. We'll probably never get the chance to investigate an Air Force base, even though I'm a veteran of the military myself. I was Army. The likeliness of anybody being able to get onto an active military base, which I believe the Francis E. Warren Air Force Base still is almost impossible. I mean, unless you're an active military and a part of that base, you're not getting on there. At night, anyway, for sure. And without some sort of high-level security clearance. But, yeah, it'd be interesting one day to at least maybe get a tour out there in the daytime and see what people have experienced, no doubt.
Fort D.A. Russell. The base is said to be home to a variety of paranormal happenings, including full-bodied apparitions, disembodied voices, and extreme cold spots. A veiled woman in black roams the cemetery at night, often frightening those passing by. The spirit of a Native American woman, assaulted and killed by a group of soldiers, is seen and heard throughout the campground. On multiple occasions, security have been called to the missile silos to investigate various disturbances. When they arrive, they report seeing Native American warriors on horseback riding on a nearby ridge. Mysterious whispers, bootsteps, and gunfire have been heard throughout the area. The spirits of soldiers in 19th century uniforms have been seen roaming the grounds and in several buildings.
So yeah, that's it for the Speakeasy's top 10 haunted places in Wyoming. Yeah, there's a bunch of places on that list I haven't been to, so if you have any experiences there at any one of those places, leave them in the comments below. Or if there's a place on the list that you have experiences at in the state of Wyoming that didn't make the list, let me know. And maybe I can look into it someday. Have a good night, guys.